Hey everyone, it's Rob here. So, just been having a chat with my daughter this morning, and she made me feel quite old actually. We were talking about university, and she was concerned that she wouldn't be able to go in the future because it costs so much money, and would we be able to afford it? And it kind of got me thinking. Of course, I mean, how much would it cost these days in the UK? I'm thinking something, looking at tuition fees, maybe it costs somewhere around £40,000 or something like that at the moment. Of course, it will be more in the future. And of course, well, yeah, that is a lot of money. But certainly to someone who's 11, it seems like a huge amount of money to her. And so she was worrying. Then I started to tell her that, when I went to university in the mid 1990s, it was free here in the UK. I was very fortunate that it didn't cost anything at that time. I think it wasn't long after I'd finished that tuition fees started to come back in again in the UK. And so, for me now, if I was to do my degree now, as I say, it might cost something like 40,000. And then, of course, you've got all the other expenses on the top of that. And, if, I was saying to my daughter that I'm more than happy to help her out with tuition fees and things like that when the time comes, if it's what she chooses to do, to go to university. But of course, for people who would have to borrow the money and pay those tuition fees themselves, they would be paying back the money that they borrowed for a very, very long time from a student loan. And it's quite a burden to have, isn't it, for young people these days? But then again, that investment into their future and the kind of careers that you could develop for yourselves, going to university, I would say are worth that investment. Absolutely. It's worth investing in yourself to have a kind of career that may, bring you some fulfillment if you're really passionate in that area of work. But then it got me starting thinking about what's happened to me over the last couple of years. So, at the beginning of 2018, I realized that I wasn't happy in what I was doing. A 20-year career for me had got me to a position where I wasn't fulfilled with what I was doing. I'd lost a lot of direction in my life, as you well know from following me here, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or on my email list, that I began to struggle with drugs and alcohol. Well, I mean, I've always struggled over the years, but certainly into my 40s, I was really struggling to the point where I needed to get help. And then when I had some time out to recover and get myself better, when I was ready to go back to work, I realized that it just wasn't what I wanted to do. And so I decided to do something different, which was learn to build an online business, which I started to do, as I say, back at the beginning of 2018. And I had a decision to make because there were different ways of doing it. I was told that you could build an online business basically with absolutely no investment. Just the cost of setting up a website, something like that, which is just paying for hosting fees and things like that. It's not expensive. And then I could build a Facebook group and a YouTube channel. Learn how to build content organically, build a following, and to make money off that. And that's entirely possible, but it would take quite some time and quite some dedication. And then I was talking to people who told me ways that you could do paid marketing, and especially affiliate marketing, where you're getting a commission on other people's products. But quite often, to do that, if you want to get very big commissions on high ticket items, so I'm talking commissions of like £10,000 or something like that, you need to invest in these products and things like that. But when I talked to people and understood how this was possible and what they'd done, I decided that I was going to do this too. And so last year, I actually invested quite a bit of money. and to completely change my life. So I invested I pay about £75 a month for a membership fee to an online mentoring company, which I still pay. So that's that's about £1,000 for the year. I invested about £2,000 in an education product which told me how to influence people to a very high level. Really how to get a message across in marketing. I invested something like £5,000 in some education and mentoring around all aspects of digital marketing and how to master those at the highest level. I invested, I think, something around about £7,000 in an educational product which helped me to develop my real values, purpose, how to understand how to brand myself as I'm the face of my company. And I also invested about, what is it in pounds? Probably £10,000 on very, very high level mentoring from people who have 6, 7, even 8-figure online businesses and are very successful. And I'm part of mastermind groups, and as I say, I get very, very top level mentoring, and all of those things that I invested in. They're not like a yearly thing. They were something I invested in for for my life, and education and mentoring products that I always have access to. But what I found was that those actual educational products have been able to teach me a completely new way of thinking, working, and living, which has completely transformed my life. Actually, I invested last year in $3,000. So what's that? Just over £2,000 on some coaching from a couple of guys called Guy and Ilan, who completely changed my mindset to enable me to basically be able to do absolutely anything that I want to do. I have absolutely no fear whatsoever anymore. I'm completely liberated from my own mind. So all in all, I would say that last year, coming out of working in a corporate career, I invested something like I think that adds up to about £26,000 or something like that. Much cheaper than a university education. But let me tell you, after a year of doing that, I have earned double that. I did earn double that because that time has passed now. That was about 6 months ago. A year was up. I earned about double what I'd invested, which is quite remarkable, isn't it? So basically, I've had a free education and then some. I mean, what university degree will give you something like that? It just doesn't happen. Now, I myself, a couple of years ago, when I realised I needed help with drugs and alcohol, and I needed that time out, I actually sold my house. And so I was very fortunate that I had capital to look after myself, and I haven't worked in a normal job, if you like, for 2 years. And also, I used some money from the sale of that house to invest that, what did I say, 26,000 or something like that, into completely transforming my life. So I've been very blessed with that. I understand that. But for most people who start online businesses, they don't have 26 grand knocking about in the bank. That's for sure. But a lot of people do borrow money. And I'm sure people borrow money to put their kids through university and things like that. So imagine if you borrowed £26,000 and you'd got a payment plan to pay that off over the next 6, 7, 8 to 10 years, whatever it is. But you were working in your career still, and you were able to transiently progress from, working in a corporate career to building an online business and being able to quit your job, let's say after a year, and then being able to pay back the investment that you put in, plus make a bit of money, and then go on to be in a position like I am now, as I can see that I'm going to be earning multiple 6 figures from here on. Hopefully, going towards that 7-figure in the future, as as some of my mentors do. I just wanted to, most people on here won't believe what I'm saying. I know that for a fact, because 97% of people who, if you're on my email list and you're watching this video, 97% of people don't even consider looking at online business. They may be thinking of it, they may think it's a nice idea, they may have clicked on ads of mine and be watching my videos, but I don't think that, and it's quite possible that when I'm speaking to you right now that you don't believe that this is possible, but it was possible for me. You know, a guy who was absolutely sick and tired of life in every aspect and in every cell of his body, to the point where I didn't think that I could get through the day without drinking and using cocaine 2 years ago. It is possible. It is possible to completely and utterly transform your life by reskilling in this area of digital marketing to open up limitless possibilities online. It is quite incredible. And that's the message that I'm trying to convey here. And, you know, it doesn't take 4 years and £40,000, which you've got to pay off for years to come, like a university degree might offer you, even though that is a good thing for people starting out, I guess. But you can invest a small amount of money and radically transform your life by building a business online. I'll leave that with you. Hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye now.